And now a holiday ditty. Dashing through the north with many touchdown spikes. O'er the fields we go, laughing at the Vikes. Ha ha ha. Rogers throwing bombs. Jones goes left to right. What fun it is to sing about a division crown tonight. Oh, go Pack, go. Vikings suck. Bears can't score on me. Lions have been a joke since 1993. Oh, go Pack, go. Go Pack, go. We are 12-3. On February 2nd, we will win in Miami. Hey! Ugh. If you can't tell, I'm in a very festive mood. And why is that? It's because of how Week 16 ended. And Week 16 ended with the Packers beating the Vikings 23-10 to own the North. Our first division title since 2016. Now that year we needed the whole season. That was the run the table year. Went from 4-6 to 10-6, just like that. This year we only needed 16 weeks to win the division, and speaking of the Vikings, oh my God, I've said many times this team isn't good, and I said it weeks ago, back when they were 8-3. I said they should have been 5-6, and I still to this day can't figure out how this team was right on our asses this whole season. This team is not good. I mean, they've lost 5 games, 2 of them to the Packers, the other 3, the Bears, whose offense is dead, the Chiefs, who are playing without Mahomes, and the Seahawks. Enough said. I mean, how is that team? This team should not be 10-5. Hell, this team shouldn't even be in the playoffs. Dallas should have beaten them. Philadelphia should have beaten them, and Denver had that 20-0 lead. They should have, and they blew it. And did you see the game? The the Packers committed those 3 turnovers, yet the Bears scored 10. The Bears, I mean the Vikings scored. The Bears, the Vikings, all of our sorry rivals are alike. But anyway, the Vikings scored 10 points. 10 points. They scored that touchdown early in the second. They got shut out the rest of the game by our defense. Our defense. A good team would kill our bad defense. The Vikings are not a good team. Tonight proved it. And again, so and the only reason why the Vikings even made the playoffs is because the Rams slipped on banana peel after banana peel after banana peel this whole season. The last one came on Saturday. They actually had the Niners cornered, but they blew that game and they lost the final seconds. And that loss put the Vikings in and eliminated the Rams. This was right after they made the Super Bowl, 8-7. So, so regarding the NFC picture, because it's a little crazy now. Um, Dallas, that's another disappointment. I mentioned Dallas. Dallas, I swear they don't make things easy, do they? All they had to do was beat the Eagles. All they had to do was beat a team that had even more problems than they did. Yet what happened? The offense went MIA. I couldn't find it. Where was it? Where was it? Where's the offense? I didn't see it. Now they know how. Now they know how the Bears feel because their offense disappears every week. But their offense disappeared, gone. Bye. 9 points, no touchdowns. This is against a team with more problems than they did. So all Dallas had to do was beat the Eagles and they'd win the East. Now I don't think they are because they have to beat Washington, which everybody does. They have to beat Washington, but the Giants have to beat the Eagles, and that's not going to happen. No, 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 no. And even if that does happen, Dallas would have won the division at 8-8. To me, that's a tainted division title because to me that they would have backed into that division title because they failed to win the game they needed to win. It'll only be because of help and luck that they will win that division. So I don't know. I don't know. But the NFC picture is getting very clear. Everything gets clear by week 17. The Niners are number one in the in the NFC at 12-3. We're 12-3 too, but they have the head to head. The Saints are also 12-3, but we have a better conference record, 9-2 to their 8-3. Philly sits at that number 4 seed because of course they are at 8-7. All they have to do is win, and they win the division. This is on Sunday. The Seahawks are 11-4 because Russell Wilson screwed up again. Lost at home to a last place Cardinals team. But that's the lowest they can finish because with Minnesota's loss, they are cemented as the 6th seed. Though the number of teams they can play, they can pretty much play any of the 4 other teams except for whoever wins the East in the wild card round. But they are going on the road in wild card weekend. So that's the NFC. Now the AFC. 2 divisions were clinched Saturday. Houston won, and they won, so they clinched the South. Patriots beat the Patriots beat the Bills, so they clinched the East. And Baltimore beat the Browns, and they clinched home field. It's the first time ever. That team's been around since 1996. This is their 24th season. This is the first time ever that they've finished number 1 in the conference. It's true. But they finished number 1, which means Lamar Jackson is going to take a 2-week siesta. He's going to rest week 17, and of course Walker weekend's off, so he'll be off for 2 weeks. And of course the West has been settled, so all 4 divisions in the AFC locked in. And Buffalo, I believe is cemented at number 5, and they'll play Houston, Kansas City, or New England. Because Houston is not going to get a bye. They're out of that race. That race is between New England and Kansas City. Kansas City beat the Bears on Sunday Night Football. But let's talk about the wild card race. There's 1 spot left in the AFC, and it's getting kind of tricky. I'll explain it. I'll explain it all later this week when I get my hands on the scenarios for Week 17. But it's pretty crazy. So Tennessee lost, Pittsburgh lost, and the Raiders won. Yes, the Raiders are still alive. Believe that? So Tennessee's 8-7, Pittsburgh's 8-7, Oakland's 7-8. Cleveland got eliminated with their loss. But it's 3 teams fighting for that 1 spot left, and right now, it's Tennessee that holds that spot because it goes back to the NFL's 1 billion tiebreakers. They're tied in conference record. They're tied in common games record. I think it goes that strength of victory. That's the head exploding one because you have to figure out what teams have to lose and what teams have to win for certain teams to make it. And it's disturbing. Again, I'll sort it out when I get my hands on Week 17 scenarios. They'll be up as soon as early Tuesday. Well, I think I read Tennessee actually controls their own destiny. They win, they're in, but if they lose, that's where it gets tricky. Especially with Oakland scenario, it gets really tricky. But yeah, the Raiders are alive. And Pittsburgh, I don't know. They lost to the Jets. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. They've got a lot of problems. They really do. But some meaningless games went to overtime. Washington, the Giants played the extra period. Giants won that game. It was crazy. And Cincinnati and Miami went to an overtime thriller that almost ended tied. But Miami made the field goal in the final seconds of overtime. So that's 2 games this season that actually went the max. The maximum 70 minutes. The other being that Monday night thriller between Seattle and San Francisco at Santa Clara. So with Cincinnati's loss, they won this year's Tank Bowl. They are going to get the number 1 draft pick. So they literally have nothing to play for. They got number one. They got their prize for winning one game this season, a maximum two because there's 1 week left. So so that's my recap of a crazy week 16. I love week 16 because it falls on the close to Christmas, and I love week 17 because it's the end of the year, not just the end of the season, but the end of the year. It falls usually on. Well, what a great thing about week 17 is all 60 since 2010, all 16 games are played that one Sunday. There's no Saturday games. There's no Monday games. Um, it's all division matchups. I think they're trying to create, a winner take all finale, and we've seen that in a number of seasons. Um, and like I said, it usually takes place either on the last Sunday of the calendar year or the first Sunday of the new year. In this case, it's the last Sunday of 2019, which is the 29th. And there's a lot of interesting matchups here. The Packers end the regular season in Detroit. And our chances for home field, which used to be faint, they are alive and well. If we win, we get a bye. If we win and Seattle beats the Niners, we get home field. We'll be the number one seed in the NFC. Isn't that something? I thought that was dead when Frisco blew us out, but everything's coming into place. Let's hope the last part happens. Um, the Saints have a shot at a bye, but if the Packers win, they won't get it. The Packers win, the Saints will be at best a 13-3 team hosting Wild Card Weekend. Now that's extraordinary, and that'll be against Minnesota. They owe the Vikings an ass whooping for that Minneapolis miracle that happened. Um, of course, the the finale of Week 17, end of the 2019 regular season, Seattle and San Francisco in Seattle. Winner wins the division. San Francisco's the only. I think San Francisco can get number one. I don't think Seattle can. I could be wrong. No, I could be wrong. I'll look at the scenarios when they're up tomorrow, the next day. But I know San Francisco wins, they get number one. Seattle wins, they get the division. And I think Green Bay or New Orleans will end up at number one. So yeah, I don't think Seattle can get number one. Seattle can win the division and kind of fuck over the 49ers in the process, because whoever loses the NFC West will have to go on the road against whoever wins that bad NFC East. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy week 17. It's gonna be the end of the year, and all I can say is fasten your proverbial seatbelts. It's gonna be a crazy, crazy Sunday, and I'll be back with the playoff scenarios for the final week, and I will recap that final week. Uh, and preview the playoffs. So until then, and have a very Merry Christmas.